Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Carla and for today's video I'm going to show you how I created this everyday weekend appropriate slightly autumnal makeup look. This is something that this is kind of like my go-to if I'm going out in the weekend for brunch or if I'm going to go run errands and I just want to feel a bit more put together. It's also really helpful for the weekend. It takes me a little bit longer to show you how to do it, but I have this look down to about 10 minutes if I'm doing it by myself without talking through. If you like this kind of video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps it out and helps grow our community here on YouTube. If you like this video as well, please consider giving it a thumbs up and you can also turn on the notifications so you don't miss any videos from me. So without further ado, I'm going to get in and show you how I did this. Okay, you're going to have to bear with me with this lighting. We're working with natural lighting this morning and of course the second I decide to start filming it becomes really sunny, so we might have a bit all over the place, but I am going to start off. I have already prepped my face, so I have cleaned my face with micellar water this morning. I have then put on my Dr. Jart ceramide liquid and my Dr. Jart ceramidin cream, and then some of the Inky List caffeine under eye cream just to kind of work out some of those little bit bags from some sleepless nights. So that's my base, and now I'm going to apply the Nivea Sun Anti-Age Anti-Pigment Q10 30 SPF. I wear SPF every single day, no matter whether I'm going outside, because we have a lot of light, as you can tell, coming into our house. So I want to make sure that my skin is protected, and SPF is the best way to make sure to prevent aging as we get older. I'm now going to take my Catrice One Step Skin Perfector. This is Care Primer Soft Tint and SPF of 20. Honestly, this is my least favorite Catrice primer. I love their hyaluronic one, and then they have a 10-step one, I think. Where's this, the 10-step? No, I think there's another 10-step. Sorry, the light's gone a bit grey again there, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. And okay, I probably should have used my studio lights, but I'm pregnant and I didn't want to have to carry them, that's why. So that's our base now. So we're primed, we are protected, and I'm going to go in with foundation. So I'm using a lot of Catrice products probably today. The True Skin Hydrating Foundation with hyaluronic acid in it. I love this foundation. This is my second bottle of it now. I've used it exclusively over my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk for probably the last 6 months, and it's so affordable. I think it's like €10 or something like that. The only thing I hate is the dispenser, because it tends to do a little bit of like a after you've already dispensed it. And I'm going to take my Blanket Canvas Cosmetics F22 brush. This is an Irish company, and I'm just going to do one pump onto the top. See, there's a little squirt, and I'm going to dab this all over my face just to apply it evenly. And I'm going to then just quickly, you know, like, this doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to perfect it now in a second, but we are heading out to brunch and I don't want to be spending 2 hours doing my makeup. I am going over my eyes, taking down my neck a little bit. I use the shade 10 Cool Cashmere, which I think works really well for me. Okay, that's it. I'm going to take my Real Techniques complexion sponge and basically I've wet this and then wringed it out, and now I'm just going to quickly dab it all over my face just to perfect, should I say, my foundation. Great, okay, that's that finished. Next, I'm going to go in with concealer, and I have started using 2 shades of concealer because one is more for a highlight and to kind of brighten my under eyes, and the other is then to conceal any spots. I'm currently 7 months pregnant and I've been getting a few little hormonal breakouts, not many, but more than I would have had. And if I used, so I'm going to use let me tell you which product I'm using. I'm using the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer by Catrice. Again, Catrice really knocking it out of the bag, like out of the park, with just fantastic products that are really affordable. A lot of their stuff is vegan as well, which is fantastic. It's made in Italy. And I just really like that. This is a 12-hour non-transferable, and I do find that it really works. So I use number 10 porcelain, and I'm using 10 cashmere in my foundation, just to give you an idea. I'm going to use this as my under eye highlight and down the bridge of my nose, and then for any spots that I have, or to kind of cover a couple of like blemishes that I have here, I'm going to use number 20 light beige. So I'm going to go straight in now with number 10, and I'm going to take that in a triangle under the eye. I actually need a new one of these. I think I have one. I always buy 2 of them because they're so affordable. I take a little bit out in the corner and then down the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to use the 20, which is just slightly warmer shade, so it's not like highlighting my spots, which is what we don't want. Just around where I have just a little bit of hyperpigmentation, and around my nose as well, because it gets really red there. And I'm going to take the same Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to blend all of that out. So we're just using slightly dabbing motions. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit. Should I? Is that better? Yeah. Dab, 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 dab. And you're bringing that corner color just up here, so it's kind of creating this like nice little bit of a light. Next, I'm going to start priming my eyes, which I'm going to use the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. I have really greasy eyelids, and I have to use eyeshadow primer. Otherwise, the eyeshadow will be off within probably 10 minutes. And then I'm just going to take my brush again, or my sponge. I'm just going to go over to smooth it out. Now to set my under eyes and my eyes, I'm going to use the Kat Von D, I think it's the translucent setting powder. Pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. And I'm going to take this Charlotte Tilbury, I think this is their Sculpt brush, but it works perfectly for this. So I'm going to take some of the product, some of the loose powder here, like so. And then I'm going to use the lid. I use this technique a lot for different things. I always use the lids. And I'm going to kind of push that into the brush. And then I'm going to dab it over my lids and under my eyes, finishing in this corner. So that's just setting my product under my eyes so it doesn't crease. It will crease for me because I have some fine lines and wrinkles, so eventually it will crease, but it kind of stops it from creasing too much. Okay, right. I now like to move on and do a little bit of just kind of warm up my complexion before I move on to my eyebrows. I do this because I find that I do a lot of work on my brows. That's probably where I spend most of my time, my brows and my eyes. So I don't want to, oh, here comes the sun again. Okay, we're bright, okay. Bear with me, guys. So I'm going to take, this is a blank, I think this is a blank Canvas Cosmetics, yeah, F16 brush. And I'm going to use my TooFaced. If you saw my stories when I bought this, I was like, I couldn't get the title of it out because it's so complicated. My TooFaced Milk Chocolate Solei Long Wear Matte Bronzer. That's the difference between trying to communicate at 5 o'clock on a Friday and on a nice leisurely Sunday morning. So I'm going to take this brush in. I'm just going to swirl it around a little bit. This is really pigmented. Tap off a little bit, and we're going to go onto my cheekbones here, and I'm going to take the excess down in a figure of 3. So I'm going to start by going upwards in upwards motions, and you can see that's just creating. I've just washed all my brushes as well. I'm very proud of myself, so that's why they're coming. We have a little bit of a fallout. It smells so good. It smells like chocolate. And the same on the other side. You know, this is the weekend. We're not going for anything crazy. She says no. Depends on who you're talking to. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of what's excess on my brush, and I'm just running down the side of my nose. The reason I do that is because I'm adding, like my face is quite white, and I've added brown two around the outside, so if I have nothing in the middle it could look a little bit stark. So just a little bit down the side of my nose, a little bit underneath. Okay, so that's our bronzer done. Next we're going to go in with our brows, and as I said, I put most of the effort into my brows. As you can see, I'm a victim of the 2000s. I remember my dad saying to me when I was like 11 or 12, telling me, you're going to regret it if you pluck your eyebrows. And I was like, what are you talking about, old man? You don't know anything. Should have listened to my daddy. But anyway, I'm just taking a spoolie and brushing up what I have of brows. And then I'm taking this angled brush. It's just a regular, it's Yahari. I don't even know where it's from. And my Anastacia DipBrow Pomade in Granite. Take a little bit of this product into the lid, and I'm going to, so let me try and show you what I'm doing here. So I'm basically just kind of moving the product onto the tip of the brush. And then I'm going to draw the outline of my brow and then fill it in. Okay, I cannot talk and do this at the same time, so bear with me. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. And then we're just filling it in with little strokes. See? Creating a brow where there was not one before. I like to go kind of sideways from about here onwards, filling in as much as I can. And then I'm going to go up from this part here. And take my spoolie again, nice and bright now again, and just brush it through. And that is one brow done. Brows are done. Sort of. They're coloured in. Anyway, I'm going to use today I'm just going to go for quite a natural look. I'm going to use the TooFaced Natural Matte Eyeshadow Palette. Just a bit dirty. And you can see it has nice kind of neutral colours. It's quite cool. It's what I really like to wear. I'm going to first take a fluffy brush like this one. It's got a slight taper at the top, and I'm going to use this colour Nude. Swirl it in, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to use windshield wiper motions in my crease and bring that out. And I'm so glad that I cleaned my brushes last night, because they just are so much better when they're clean. So basically just here at the corner, I'm just bringing this out, kind of like diffusing the colour out. Back in again. This is a really, really great palette for anybody who's like starting off with makeup. It's quite affordable. It's quite neutral. It suits a lot of people, and the product is really good. So you see, I'm just diffusing. Basically, I'm just creating dimension in my eye, and I'm just going to bring it underneath a little bit. I'm going to take the colour Cashmere Bunny. This is actually a crease blending brush from H&M, quite affordable. I'm just going to do the same thing. It's tapered as well, so it's going to fit into my crease, and I'm just going to deepen up that crease now. So windshield wiper motions back and forth, nice and gentle. If you hold the brush lighter at the bottom, it will, it gives you a more gentle touch. And if you hold it closer, it applies product more intensely. Okay, so that is just my I've deepened up my crease there, and now what I'm going to do is go back in with this other blending brush, and I'm just going to blend the two of them together and diffusing out the corner. I think what I would like to do now is bring a little bit of this onto the outer third of my lid. This is the darker color, the Cashmere Bunny. And I've got a line here that I don't want. I'm just going to diffuse them together. Blend them together, should I say. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now, I always like to take color underneath my lash line. I think it just really suits the shape of my face. So I'm going to take a flat brush. You could also use this brush, but this one you're just going to have a little bit more control. So we have a flat brush. This is a Blank Canvas Cosmetics E24 brush. And I'm going to take that Cashmere Bunny and I'm just going to run it into my lash line. So not your waterline, not where you put eyeliner underneath, just into your lash line. And I'm going to join it up here with the outside. So just creating a little bit of depth on the underside of your eye. Perfect for the weekend. Okay, I'm going to blend these two together. And you can see I've left my lid quite plain. I'm going to take just a clean brush and this color Heaven, this like white color basically. And I'm just going to bring that all over the first 2/3 of my lid. And that's just going to brighten up my lid a bit. Add a little bit of light to my eyes. Okay, next we are moving on to eyeliner. Now, this is one of the things I get asked the most about, is how I do my liner. I've done my eyeliner the same way for years. I've always used the Kat Von D tattoo liner. Well, for the last 10 years, I'd say. I've probably gone through about, I'd say 100 of them. But I recently, in like the last year, discovered the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner. And this is so much better. Now, the only thing is, for some reason, this one is leaking slightly, so I do need to get a new one. It's okay for the moment, but I can see where it's leaking. But this one I've used, this is my third one, so it's only happened with this one. This is more affordable than the Kat Von D one. It's more pigmented, so it's going to stay, it looks darker and it has the same staying power. I always start from the outside of my, like where my two lids meet, towards the tip of my brow. And then I'm going back in and fill that in. And then I'm just using small motions along my lash line. I'm actually going to have to change to a Kat Von D one because this is leaking too much, unfortunately. I don't have a fresh one with this, so I might as well use it. So bear with me, whole colour. Very annoying, but yeah, this one won't be leaking anyway. You see it's run into my, oh, it's so annoying. Eyeliner done. Try and sort this out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go in with the other eye and hopefully I can show you a bit better on this one. So from the outside corner up towards your tip of your brow. And then back in and then fill it in. I'm going to go in with two mascaras now. I know it's overkill, but that's just me. I do have some lash extensions left. I have like 2 or 3. The lash extensions, I think, kind of hurt my lashes a little bit. So I'm kind of trying to be kind to my lashes here. I'm going to go in with these are both Catrice, the All Round Ultra Black mascara and the Catrice Lashes to Kill No Panda Eyes. I'm going to use this purple one first. It's black obviously, but it's just a purple container. Is that what you call it? And I'm going to do my bottom lashes. I'm going to take the No Panda Eyes one, which is even fatter brush, and I'm going to just double up my mascara. Oh, my poor lashes. Now, for all intents and purposes, my makeup is nearly complete. I'm going to do a final couple of flurries. Okay, to set my brows, because I don't, my brows are not this shape naturally, I want to set them so that they're going to stay that shape until I get them laminated again. This is basically like a daily lamination for your brows. It's the Got To Be Ultra Glued Hair Gel. I'm going to put a tiny bit of this on the back of my hand. I'm going to take a spoolie and I'm going to put some of the gel on the spoolie, and we're going to brush up into the position that we want our brow hairs to stay. And the other side. And that gives us that nice like fluffy brow look. You don't want to use too much of this because you can look, your eyebrows can look crunchy. I've gone for quite a like a neutral brown toned, like kind of suits everybody kind of look. So I'm going to go in for the same with the lipstick. And I always love a liquid lip. It just sets and it stays and I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to use again Catrice, the Generation Matte Comfort Liquid Lipstick by Catrice Cosmetics in Muddy Maddness. I just love these. They don't last as long as say like the KVD Everlasting Liquid lipsticks, but they also don't make my lips feel like arse, because they do. So I'm going to just in the frame. Oh, that was fucking stupid. It's more of a brown peachy nude, which is right up my street. Loving that. I think I would like to add a little bit more colour to my face. This is where I kind of like start playing with things and then it's like, this is not simple. I'm going to use a Sephora blush. This is Orange Punchy Sunbaked. It's kind of like this peachy colour. You could use any peach colour. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques, this is a blush brush, and I'm just going to use it on the apples of my cheeks. And dot it up. And that's it, guys. That is the final look. Hair down. And I think I'm ready to go to brunch. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of the tutorial, please leave me the lipstick emoji down below in the comments. I would really appreciate if you subscribed, if you turned on the notifications. It really helps out my channel. And if you would like some more makeup tutorials in the future, please let me know. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you soon.